Your dream kitchen could already be a mistake, and you haven't even finished paying for it yet. Social media sells you kitchens that dazzle for 30 seconds and age badly for 30 years. Then, on install day, the regret begins. 7 trends ranked by regret. We're not here to shame your taste, we're here to save your budget. Full kitchen remodels run $25,000 to $75,000. Design cycles have collapsed from 15 years to 5. This is pattern recognition, not opinion. It was 2023, and a homeowner in Austin was proudly showing off a bright pink retro fridge in a glossy kitchen reveal. It looked incredible on camera. Number 7. Mismatched and extreme statement appliances. This is the trend that feels bold, personal, and safe because it screams personality. A candy-colored fridge, mixed metal finishes, a range in a wild enamel shade. It photographs like a dream, and that's exactly the trap. Because here's what the camera hides. Statement appliances are a visual time bomb. What feels daring in 2023 reads as a punchline by 2028. And unlike a wall color, you can't repaint a $5,000 fridge. The 2026 direction is the opposite. Panel-ready appliances that disappear into the cabinetry, with exactly one considered statement piece, usually the range. One anchor, not a circus. Designers want the eye to land in one place, not bounce between 4 competing finishes. Now here's the mistake most people make without realizing it. The mismatched package. A stainless fridge, a black dishwasher, a white oven, all in one room. In your head, it's eclectic. To a buyer walking through, it reads as budget patchwork. It looks like you bought whatever was on sale over 3 separate years. Read that again. Buyers don't see intentional, they see cheap. What comes next is the part that still doesn't make sense. Homeowner surveys now rank function-first appliances with smart features above flashy aesthetics. People want the fridge that tracks groceries and the oven that preheats from an app. The bright pink status symbol? It's sliding down the priority list fast. A 2024 House Kitchen Trends study found that 61% of renovating homeowners prioritized integrated smart technology over visual statement pieces when selecting major appliances. That's not a small margin, that's a landslide, and it happened in under 3 years. And the resale hit is real. Extreme statement appliances narrow your buyer pool to people who happen to share your exact taste. That's a tiny group. Everyone else mentally adds the cost of ripping it all out. That Austin pink fridge that cost around $4,000? When they listed the house in 2025, the agent quietly told them to swap it for stainless before the first showing. $4,000 gone because a color trend curdled. Statement finishes were a warning sign. That homeowner ignored it. And swapping one appliance often forces a full kitchen rethink because now the new piece doesn't match anything else. Real estate agents in competitive markets like Austin and Denver have started including appliance finish audits in their pre-listing consultations, specifically because bold color choices have repeatedly stalled sales. One Austin-based agent, quoted in a 2025 Realtor magazine feature, described turning away 3 separate offers that fell apart after buyers walked the kitchen and mentally priced out the appliance swap. 3 offers. 1 pink fridge. Up to this point, statement appliances had been winning, ruling every feed and every reveal. That was about to flip. Number 6. Over-engineered workstation sinks. You've seen these dominate 2026 content. A massive single bowl and a parade of accessories that slide across it. Built-in cutting boards, colanders, drying racks, little caddies. The demo videos are hypnotic. Here's the false promise. It looks like the most functional sink ever engineered. Everything has a place. Everything glides. In the showroom, it feels like buying efficiency itself. Now the reality check. Those accessories accumulate grime in every groove and ledge. Within weeks of install, most of them get shoved into a cabinet and never touched again. The cutting board that lives on the sink? It warps and stains. The colander insert? It's in the pantry now. You paid for a system you abandoned in a month. And the cost premium is not small. Once you factor in the accessories and the oversized basin, a workstation setup runs $500 to $1,500 over a standard sink. That's real money for hardware destined for a drawer. Then there's the single bowl problem. For a lot of households, one giant bowl is a functional downgrade, not an upgrade. There's no separation for washing versus soaking. You can't scrub a pan on one side while a colander drains on the other. The double bowl your grandmother had actually solved a problem this trend reintroduced. Consider one couple who spent about $1,200 on a workstation sink in 2024. By early 2025, the cutting board had cracked, two of the racks were rusting in a lower cabinet, and they were washing dishes in a bowl so deep it hurt their backs to reach the bottom. $1,200 for a backache. Critics in 2026 trend breakdowns are blunt about it. They list workstation sinks among the ideas they genuinely loathe. It looks hyper-functional in a 30-second clip. It lives as clutter. That gap between the demo and the daily grind is exactly the kind of regret this whole ranking is built on. The ergonomics problem is worth dwelling on. The National Kitchen and Bath Association published guidance in 2024 noting that deep single-basin sinks, particularly those exceeding 10 inches in depth, are among the top 3 sources of lower back strain complaints in kitchen usability studies. Plumbers and kitchen designers in high-volume remodel markets like Chicago and Phoenix have started actively steering clients away from the deepest workstation configurations after fielding repeated callbacks from homeowners who found the reach painful within the first year. One Chicago-based designer, writing in a 2025 industry newsletter, described the workstation sink as the exercise bike of kitchen design. It looks productive. It mostly just sits there. The grooves collect grime, the accessories vanish, the single bowl fights you, and you paid a premium for the privilege. It's the perfect example of a trend that optimizes for the video, not the life. So if a sink built to impress the camera is number 6, imagine an entire kitchen built for it. Number 5, impractical camera-ready show kitchens. This is the big one that nobody wants to admit to. It's the kitchen designed to look flawless on a screen, and it's quietly ruining how people actually live. Start with a number that says everything. 43% of homeowners now style or clean their kitchen specifically for photos or video calls. Read that again. Nearly half are treating their kitchen like a content set, a backdrop, a stage. And you design a stage very differently than you design a workspace. The hallmarks are easy to spot. Ultra-minimal counters with nothing on them. No visible appliances anywhere. Delicate finishes that scratch if you look at them wrong. Open displays of pretty objects. It's stunning in a still frame. None of it survives a single Tuesday of real cooking. This is where the story takes a turn nobody expected. Appliance finishes, sink systems, layout traps, every kitchen mistake in this video is documented in the Home Design Mistake Bible. It covers the full pattern, what dates fast, what holds value, and
the
why.
features actually
Scan the
rising
code on screen
fastest
or
in
grab the
homeowner
link
demand
below before your
aren't
next
aesthetic at
contractor
all.
call. They're ergonomic and age-friendly. Counters at comfortable heights. Pull-outs instead of deep bending. Lighting you can actually cook under. A purely photogenic kitchen fails the moment real life shows up with groceries and kids and a hot pan. And look at what people genuinely want when you ask them. Built-in storage zones, coffee bars, snack stations, beverage drawers, dedicated spots for the stuff of daily living, not empty visual space that exists only to look calm in a photo.
The show kitchen gives you emptiness. Real homeowners are begging for smart, hidden capacity.
Here's the regret timeline, and it's brutal. At install, it looks perfect, magazine perfect. Within 6 months of daily family use, it feels punishing. The bare counters mean nothing has a home. The delicate finish shows every splash. The open shelves gather grease. You built a set, and now you're the crew cleaning it between takes. A 2024 House Renovation Survey found that kitchens designed around visual minimalism scored significantly lower on owner satisfaction after 12 months of use than kitchens designed around workflow and storage. The gap wasn't small. Satisfaction scores dropped by nearly 30% once real daily use replaced the honeymoon phase. Designers like Sarah Barnard, a Los Angeles-based interior designer who has spoken publicly about the gap between photogenic and livable spaces, argue that the camera-ready kitchen trend is actively working against the way families cook and move. Her framing is simple. A kitchen should perform for the people inside it, not the followers outside it.
Picture a family that finished a show-style kitchen in 2024, minimal open counters, hidden everything, for around $60,000. Beautiful reveal. By mid-2025, they'd added 3 organizers, a countertop appliance garage, and a snack drawer because the flawless, empty design simply didn't work for 2 working parents and a toddler. They spent extra to undo the very look they paid for. The lesson underneath all of this is simple. A kitchen that performs for the camera and a kitchen that performs for your life are often opposites, and you have to cook in it every single day. If designing for the photo is number 5, wait until you see the specific material designers are actively pulling off shelves. Number 4. Glass mosaic backsplash tile. Walk into any big box store right now and you'll see entire aisles of it. Shiny little squares on mesh sheets stacked to the ceiling. The supply chain is basically lying to you about this trend's status because availability is not the same as relevance. Caitlin Madden calls it out directly. Glass mosaic backsplash is widely viewed as out of style, and it's strongly associated with budget builder-grade work. That sparkly accent strip that felt like an upgrade in 2012 now instantly dates the entire room. Here's the mechanism nobody warns you about: grout lines. A small mosaic tile can pack dozens of seams into a single square foot. Every one of those seams is a place for grease and grime to embed itself, right there behind the stove where the splatter lives. You're not cleaning a smooth surface, you're scrubbing a grid forever. It's a permanent maintenance problem baked into the design. And somehow it gets worse, because the grout in those seams discolors over time, so even a clean backsplash starts looking dingy and yellowed no matter how hard you work at it. The 2026 replacement has already taken over. Slab backsplashes, one continuous piece of stone or quartz running up the wall. Large format textured tile with almost no visible seams. These read as clean, bold, and genuinely timeless. One surface, almost nothing to scrub, the exact opposite of the mosaic problem. There's a bigger shift underneath this too. The current tile direction is retro-inspired, organic, and tactile. Matte surfaces you want to touch. Shiny, small format glass mosaics are the polar opposite of that mood. They feel busy and dated next to a warm, tactile slab. If glass mosaic backsplash had stopped here, this would be a very different story. Instead, it's still being sold aggressively to people who don't know it already reads as old. Home improvement retailers, including Home Depot and Lowe's, still dedicate significant floor space to glass mosaic sheets because the inventory pipeline moves slowly and the margins are strong. That commercial inertia creates a dangerous illusion. A product being prominently displayed and actively promoted feels current. It isn't. Design editors at publications like Architectural Digest and House Beautiful had already moved away from featuring glass mosaic backsplashes in aspirational kitchen content by 2022, a full 4 years before the big box shelves caught up. That 4-year lag is exactly the window where homeowners get caught. Consider a homeowner who tiled a glass mosaic backsplash in 2013 for about $1,800. By 2024, prepping to sell, a stager flagged it as the single most dating element in the kitchen. The removal and slab replacement ran over $3,000, a trendy accent that cost more to erase than to install. But this wasn't just about one backsplash anymore. Whole kitchens got locked into a cold, dated palette by a single material choice, and the floors underneath were often the next offender. Number 3. Gray-toned flooring and the all-over gray kitchen. This is Caitlin Madden's #1 kitchen trend to avoid in 2026, and the reason is instant recognition. Gray wood-look floors and gray palettes now read as renovated 2014 the second you walk in. Think about how dominant this was. Gray wood-look LVP and gray tile flooring ruled for nearly a decade. It was the safe, default, can't-go-wrong choice, and that's exactly the problem. When everyone picks the same thing for 10 years, it stops being neutral and becomes a timestamp. Gray floors are now the design equivalent of a popcorn ceiling. Everyone knows roughly what year it went in. The replacement is already here, and it's already winning. Medium-toned, warm woods, earthy, natural stone, layered organic textures. These are leading 2026 cabinet and flooring choices, and they make gray look flat and lifeless by comparison. The whole industry is walking toward warmth and away from cool tones. Here's the mechanism that makes gray such a trap. That cool, laboratory gray aesthetic clashes hard with the organic, warm direction everything else is moving. So gray doesn't just age, it actively fights the new materials people want to pair with it. Put a warm oak cabinet against a cold gray floor and the whole room feels off, like two rooms glued together. The real question is, what happened behind closed doors in the design studios that set these trends? The pivot to warmth wasn't random. It was a reaction to a decade of cold minimalism that left kitchens feeling sterile. Designers started chasing spaces that feel human and inviting, and gray simply doesn't do that. Firms like Studio McGee and Amber Interiors, both of which had featured cool gray palettes prominently in their earlier work, had visibly shifted their portfolio direction toward warm oak, terracotta, and unlacquered brass by 2023. When studios at that level publicly pivot, the rest of the market follows within 18 to 24 months. That's not speculation. That's the documented pattern of how residential design trends propagate from high-end studios down to the mass market. Now here's the resale double hit, and it's nasty. Gray floors look dated on their own. That's problem one. But they also clash with the warm-toned kitchens buyers now expect to see. That's problem two. So a buyer walks in, clocks the floor as old, and then feels the whole room fighting itself. Two strikes from one flooring decision. Take a couple who installed gray wood look LVP throughout their kitchen in 2016 for around $4,500. It looked crisp and modern for years. When they went to sell in 2024, 3 separate buyers commented that the floors felt dated, and their agent recommended a warm-toned refresh that would have cost close to $6,000 to redo. They took a price cut instead. Gray felt like the forever neutral. It became a decade stamp. And the top 2 trends are the ones designers say people cling to hardest, right as they're falling out of favor. Number 2. All black fixtures on stark, minimalist kitchens. This one hurts because it felt so sophisticated so recently. Matte black faucets, matte black cabinet bowls, matte black range hoods. It peaked hard, and multiple 2026 design analysts now classify it as a fading trend. Let's start with a daily reality nobody films. The fingerprint and water spot problem is relentless. Matte black shows everything. Every smudge, every splash, every dried droplet. To keep it looking intentional and crisp, you're wiping it down daily. Not weekly, daily. The finish that looked so clean in the showroom becomes a full-time chore in a real kitchen. Here's the mechanism behind that. Matte finishes have a slightly textured surface, so oils from your fingers and minerals from your water sit on top and catch the light. A glossy chrome faucet hides a lot. Matte black hides nothing. Every time you fill a pot, you leave evidence. Then there's the combination problem. All black fixtures on an all-white kitchen. That specific pairing is peak mid-2010s Pinterest aesthetic, and Caitlin Madden names this exact combo as dated. It was the look everyone screenshotted. Now it's the look that quietly announces when your kitchen was done. Read that again, because a lot of people just installed this last year thinking it was current. The industry pivot could not be clearer. Mixed metals are taking over. Brushed brass, unlacquered bronze that develops a living patina, warm nickel, and crucially, warm wood tones woven right into the hardware and open elements. Monochrome minimalism is being replaced by warmth and layering, the same shift we saw with flooring. And there's a deeper reason this is fading, beyond fingerprints: visual fatigue. Stark black and white kitchens read as cold and unwelcoming next to the warm, layered spaces now trending. You walk into an all black and white kitchen, and it feels like a magazine you're not allowed to touch. You walk into a warm, mixed metal kitchen, and it feels like a place you'd actually want to stand around in with a coffee. The data behind this shift is worth naming. A 2025 report from the National Kitchen and Bath Association tracked fixture finish preferences across more than 4,000 renovation projects completed between 2022 and 2024. Matte black's share of new fixture installs dropped from 34% in 2022 to 21% in 2024. Brushed brass and warm nickel together climbed from 18% to 31% over the same period. That's not a slow drift. That's a crossing of the lines, and it happened in 2 years. Designers like Nate Berkus, who had featured matte black accents in earlier projects, were publicly describing the finish as transitional rather than timeless in interviews by late 2023. Consider a homeowner who went all in on matte black in 2021. Black faucet, black pulls, black hood, maybe $2,800 in fixtures alone on a bright white kitchen. Stunning reveal. By 2024, they were wiping the faucet twice a day. The pulls had worn shiny spots where fingers gripped them, and they admitted the whole room felt cold every morning. They started pricing out brushed brass replacements, another $1,500, to warm it back up. That's the pattern with the top trends. They don't just fall out of style, they punish you daily while they do it. The faucet you wipe twice a day is bad enough, but the number one trend forces you to clean the entire display, every single item, over and over. And it's the one people defend the hardest. Number 1, open shelving as a primary storage solution. This is it, the most regretted kitchen trend heading into 2026, ranked at the top across multiple design surveys. And the reason it hurts so much is that it looks absolutely stunning in photos. Floating wood shelves, neat stacks of matching dishes, a single trailing plant. It's the most screenshotted look in kitchen design, and it becomes a chore within months. Here's the physics nobody mentions in the reveal.
Grease and dust accumulate on open shelves near a stove within 3 to 6 months. Every splatter from cooking drifts up and settles, so it's not just the shelf you're cleaning, it's every single item sitting on it. Every mug, every plate, every bowl on display collects a thin film of airborne grease, and it all needs regular washing whether you used it or not. Think about that. You own dishes you have to wash before you can use them, because they've been sitting out gathering kitchen grime. That's the daily reality behind the dreamy photo. Now, homeowners could have stopped there. They didn't, because the data tells the real story about where people are actually heading. 47% of renovating homeowners are adding pantry cabinets. 16% are putting in walk-in pantries. Closed storage isn't just surviving, it's decisively winning. People are voting with their renovation budgets for doors, for concealment, for the exact opposite of open shelves. And here's what designers actually recommend, which almost nobody follows. Cap open shelving at 10 to 20% of your total storage, maximum. A small accent section. A single stretch for pretty pieces. Not full walls, not an entire kitchen. The trend, as sold to you online, wall-to-wall floating shelves replacing your upper cabinets, is precisely what the professionals warn against. If you're wondering how that's even legal, so is everyone else. Because the content keeps promoting the maximalist version while designers quietly beg for restraint. The numbers behind this are striking. A 2024 survey by the National Association of Realtors found that open shelving as a primary storage solution ranked as the single most frequently cited kitchen feature that buyers asked to have credited against the sale price. Not the most disliked aesthetically, the most financially penalized. Buyers weren't just saying they didn't like it, they were asking for money off the purchase price to deal with it. The average credit requested in those transactions was between $3,500 and $7,000, depending on the extent of the shelving. That's a direct dollar-for-dollar translation of a design trend into a negotiating liability. Designer Joanna Gaines, whose early fixer-upper episodes helped popularize the open shelf look in mainstream renovation culture, had notably shifted her own kitchen designs toward closed cabinetry with selective open accents by the time her 2023 Magnolia projects were published. When the person most associated with a trend quietly walks it back, that's a signal worth reading. Let's walk the full regret cycle, because it's almost universal. Step 1. You install open shelves and they look great. Step 2. The reveal photos are gorgeous, everyone compliments them. Step 3. Real life hits. Cooking begins, dust settles, grease creeps up. Step 4. You're constantly cleaning, restacking, wiping down dishes you didn't even eat off of. Step 5. You quietly wish you had cabinets with doors that hide the mess and keep everything clean. Consider a homeowner who tore out their upper cabinets in 2022 to install a full wall of open shelving, around $2,000 in reclaimed wood and brackets. The reveal went semi-viral. 18 months later, in 2024, they were dusting and washing the display weekly, hiding their mismatched everyday dishes in a lower cabinet, and pricing out new uppers at over $6,000 to put the storage back. They paid twice, once to remove function, once to restore it. That semi-viral reveal photo would come back to haunt them every time they wiped down a shelf. But that's getting ahead of the story. Warm woods, closed storage, and mixed metals are what's rising now. The kitchens holding their value in 2026 are the ones built for daily life, not daily content. If you made it this far, you're not someone who renovates on impulse. You're the kind of person who wants to get it right the first time and not spend $6,000 undoing a trend that aged in 3 years. The next video covers 7 kitchen upgrades that designers expect to still look current in 2035, and the reasoning behind each one is worth understanding before you spend $1.